'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through my house, no family was stirring, all plump and passed out.
Alright, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Christmas is uncanceled.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey, travelers, welcome back to Roberto's Room. So, yes, there's been a lot of contention, I've noticed, after Thanksgiving with canceling Christmas and what that means. And I wanted to kind of talk about it like how I did with my Thanksgiving video, because I'm sorry, but Christmas is not canceled. But I want to talk about what that means and what's been going on with this whole canceling Christmas thing. And I'm going to use actually some of the tried and true favorite Christmas movies, because I think a lot of them touch on this and did so a lot earlier than this year. And so I thought it'd be kind of a cool idea to talk about a topic that is affecting, I think, a lot of families this Christmas season, and do it while using some of the great Christmas films of the past. By the way, why are there no modern good Christmas movies? Did we stop making Christmas movies? Like, seriously? Really? We need to fix that. Come on, guys. Like, let's make some good Christmas movies. We need it. Before we get into this, if you would, please drop a like down below, drop a comment, and just a Merry Christmas. I'd love to wish you a Merry Christmas as well. I hope that you guys are getting ready to celebrate with your loved ones. And if you don't have people around you this Christmas, remember that Christmas is not about what we're going to talk about in this video, but it is about so much more. And I'm going to touch on that on the next video. So definitely stay tuned for that one. And as well, if you haven't subscribed, if you're here watching this video, I would love to have you on board the ride. Please subscribe, and if you do, hit that notification bell to be notified whenever a new video drops on my channel. Well, let's get into it.
Smile, everyone! We're back.
So again, I've heard this trend of canceling Christmas, and I do want to touch on that because it is something that I love the sentiment as far as what it actually is talking about. But of course, the real Christmas isn't canceled. And I feel like a lot of people have this idea about Christmas, and I think a lot of it has to do with the non-stop ads. You can't really go anywhere anymore unless you buy all the non-ad plans for every streaming service, and that's insanely expensive. You can't get away from the insistent, consistent barrage of ads everywhere for everything, wanting you to buy everything, wanting you to go in debt and end up on Caleb Hammer.
Okay. Because
you've racked up a lot of debt. And honestly, I am so thankful that families have stepped up with this quote-unquote cancel Christmas trend, because I feel like honestly it has to stop. Not Christmas, but this whole, as the Grinch put it in the 2000 remake, How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
the avarice. The avarice never ends! I want golf clubs, I want diamonds, I want a pony so I can ride it twice, get bored, and sell it to make glue!
And I think that that movie touched on this concept back then, and I love the fact that it did that, because in that movie, one of the things that it expanded on from the original 1966 classic cartoon is that the Who's in that film were so commercialized and so given to buy everything that you can, not buy like Deadpool, but buy like buy everything that you can. And I love that scene that the Grinch says,
"You want to know what happens to your gifts? They all come to me in your garbage." You see what I'm saying? In your garbage!
A lot of the gifts that you will give this season will end up in the garbage. They're useless a lot of the time. And that is not what Christmas is about. And again, going back to the Grinch actually touches on the fact that Christmas although it doesn't go all the way, and we're going to go the next video and talk about what Christmas is really all about.
It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
Christmas doesn't come from a store. Christmas is not about tags, not about bows, not about gifts, not about the latest fancy doodad that you can get. It is not about any of that. And I feel like a lot of what Christmas has become is who can put up the best display and who can do the most, who can treat your family to the biggest vacation. I'm thinking about Home Alone and how you had the moochers in the family that, oh, you know, he's going to pay for everything. And again, I don't know how the McAllisters afforded all they did. Again, I'm pretty sure that if they lived today, they'd be on Caleb Hammer themselves.
Okay.
But I think, honestly, there is this stigma around Christmas that we have to just go into depth for Christmas and we have to just buy everything that you can to show people that you care. And that's not what Christmas is about in the slightest. What Christmas is really about, and again, we're going to touch on this more in the next video, which is coming tomorrow, but Christmas is all about one thing, and that is Jesus Christ. It is not about presents. It is not about even family. It is not about what you can get, what you have given, because a lot of people, oh, look, I gave all of this for Christmas. It's not about that. And we're at a point where we need to really dial it in because there's so much craziness, there's so much misinformation, there's so much keeping up with the Joneses that is going on, and it really damages the celebration of what Christmas really is. Kind of like how we talked about in our Thanksgiving video earlier this year, a few weeks ago, how Thanksgiving, up until very recently, was kind of being minimized, and it was all about how early can we do Black Friday so that families would be sitting out on stores for, you know, the day before Thanksgiving to get in line to purchase this thing. And honestly, one of the greatest things that happened at Thanksgiving was COVID. One of the things that COVID did was it brought out a lot of the online shopping, which, again, it's not about buying stuff, okay? You shouldn't be buying stuff that you can't afford. But it opened up the door for the people, okay, if you want to buy something, you can do it online and you can still spend time with your family. And again, this whole idea of this buying everything that you can, it misses the mark tremendously. And I know what people say, you know, well, if you have kids, you want them to have a good Christmas because maybe you didn't have a good Christmas. Look, a lot of people, and this is something that if you have little ones, I remember growing up, okay, yeah, we had some gifts, but we didn't have a lot all the time. And we learned to just be happy with what we had. And I think that is something that needs to be taught, especially to the younger generations nowadays. I know I'm kind of sounding old when I say that, but honestly, there doesn't need to be all this stuff everywhere and this constant need for let's get more and more and more.
All the noise.
And let's have the biggest things, the best things, the flashiest things. And then you turn around and those things deteriorate, wear out, break, and you're out of luck. Because that's not what Christmas is really all about. And a lot like, again, you see it in Home Alone with these lavish vacations. You see it, and they almost expected it. I love the uncle character that is just, oh, this one will pay for everything. And even in The Grinch, how you had the Who's that were just enamored with who can have the biggest display, who can have the most things, and it's just not needed. Christmas is not about what you can get. Christmas is not even about what you can give. Christmas is not about anything that comes in a package or a bow or a store. It's about so much more. And I'm going to talk about that a lot more in the next video. So definitely stay tuned for that. I would love to talk to you more in the comments down below. Please drop a comment. And if you would, please like and subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit that notification bell. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas on this Christmas Eve as you're celebrating. Enjoy the time, not for the gifts that you're going to get or maybe not get. Maybe tomorrow you're planning, or the day after Christmas, you're planning on just going and returning a bunch of stuff. Whatever it looks like, take some time and really enjoy the Christmas season for what it is. And again, I kind of teased what it is. So stay tuned and see tomorrow as we wrap up this Christmas Uncanceled series. Thank you so much for watching this review, travelers. As always, Merry Christmas and go with grace.